I'm dying right now because this all smells so delicious. Joining us for Foodie Friday is the chef behind the restaurant Shaw-Nae's House. It has been called the Mecca of Soul Food and is the only Staten Island restaurant to receive 2 stars in the New York Times. The cozy eatery attracts patrons from all over the world, bringing them to Staten Island to try her much talked about comfort food menu.
Yes, that's right. And all these incredible accomplishments have happened in a few short years. Here are some of the buzz food that we're going to talk about. Is Chef Shaun-Nae Dixon. Great to have you here.
Yes,
hello.
Happy Friday. Congratulations, by the way, on all your success.
Thank you.
Let's talk about, first and foremost, your restaurant, what inspired you to kind of change careers, open the restaurant, and choose Staten Island.
Well, I didn't choose Staten Island. Staten Island chose me.
Okay.
I'm an 8th-generation direct descendant to the first free black to purchase property on Staten Island, a part of the Underground Railroad and all that movement. And so I have an obligation to my ancestors to make sure that I'm doing the right thing.
Yes.
Love you.
And so I have to do this. But I left the teaching industry field and decided to do this because I was pushed into this career. I was a private chef for many different celebrities, and I did catering for production, and that was all just by way of like my husband tired of being my taste tester. So it was just like, pick somebody else. So it grew very fast in my house. I had a home-based business. I did it out of my house. I was doing that for multiple years, 3 years, and because it grew so fast, I was sort of busting out of the seams. My kids didn't have anywhere to sit. The pots and pans were everywhere, and the people came all the time, and so the restaurant definitely came to life during the pandemic.
Nice.
Yeah. And you were reviewed by the New York Times, and that changed your life.
That totally changed my life. And I did not, you know, like, you can't ask for that to happen to you. That happens to you. And so when Pete Wells came to the restaurant, I treated him like I treat everybody else. I hugged him, I kissed him, I told him I didn't have anything. And
but you didn't know he was the reviewer.
I didn't know him, no.
Look at that.
That's the best, because then you really are treating everybody the same.
Yes, he said.
It's not like you roll out the red carpet for this.
Absolutely. He said, you didn't lay out the red carpet, you didn't put out any napkins, you didn't give me anything extra, you didn't check my water, you just hugged me, kissed me, and told me, I got scraps for you, but I'm taking care of you.
Yeah, exactly.
And when he did call me, I thought he was asking me to subscribe to the New York Times. I didn't know what it was.
Wow. My God.
Yeah.
Rave reviews.
And then,
rave reviews.
Then you had this viral article in Bon Appetit.
Well, we did On the Line, so it's in a video that they came and did at the restaurant, and it pretty much tells all my secrets about what it is that I do in the restaurant and how I keep it up. And that thing, in less than a month, went over 1 million views.
Amazing.
And people started coming in from everywhere.
What do you think of all the love? Wow, from everywhere.
Absolutely. Like, I believe, like, well, the New York Times has a huge reach. The very first call with me with one line on my phone, it was from Paris. That was the first reservation.
Wow.
But we've seen someone from pretty much all of the countries, all of the islands, every single state in every single state here in the United States. We've seen someone from everywhere. But our regulars are London, Germany, Paris.
Look at
Those
that.
are our regulars. So, like,
wow.
I'm very grateful to have that kind of exposure and that kind of reach, because now it's mine.
Let's talk about it. What do you got? What do you got?
Have here?
So what I have here is a shoo-shoo platter, because I am somebody who moves on energy, and today's a vibe. It's like Friday.
Yes.
So, like, you know, so you got to build out your shoo-shoo platter, and shoo-shoo is what my grandmother and my family called me growing up as a kid.
Oh, I love that.
So, like, the poo-poo platter, you come and you put whatever you want on the board. I'm putting it on the board based on what people really do love in the restaurant. So I would like to get to this right here, because this right here is going to blow your mind. And I want you guys to take one.
Well, sure, okay.
Yeah, put that right on your plate.
Got it.
Yes. And then what I do is, and this was something that my cousin inspired me to do, because he doesn't eat a lot of dessert. And so he'll put this on his plate and he'll tear this up.
Okay, what do we got?
And this is sweet potato. You know I'm making a daggone mess. This this feels like my house.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It smells so good.
So then we take this.
Oh, we're not done.
You're not done.
Ooh, what's that?
So this is my famous Sugar Daddy sauce.
Sugar Daddy.
Sugar Daddy.
sauce.
Don't ask for $40, but this is the Sugar Daddy sauce.
And you can't tell us the secret.
Yes, I cannot, because this goes on
enough.
another one of our treats that we're going to put on the board.
So can we try it
So
now?
go ahead and try that.
Okay, because
while
I'm
grabbing
dying.
this.
I'm salivating here.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I tried to tell you. I gave you warning before it was all going down, right? So that's something that we put on the table, complimentary to every guest that comes into the every guest that comes to the restaurant. We put that on the table when you walk in.
Now that's a good compliment.
That's a kiss from the chef. So if I can't,
You're
get to
making out with the chef.
Yeah, I
now
definitely am.
Wow.
And so we take this in that same sugar daddy sauce.
What?
Oh,
And this is chicken and waffles without the shame of a waffle. There
my
will
gosh,
be
this
no
is
muffin
delicious.
top with
Got it,
this.
ladies first. Go.
Yeah, right.
This is crazy.
It is
Wow.
very. And so I call this bread right here ignorant bread because it is crazy.
It is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I love that this is just universal. You're just.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the sauce. That's the sauce.
Oh my gosh.
So while you're doing that, this is what
wow.
the people love. Yeah, tell me what you
Lord,
think.
have mercy on me.
I think we got to run, don't walk.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So while we're doing this in the kitchen, we're putting this all together and we're building it out. We're
Do you
building.
still cater?
I still do cater a little, you know, depending on what it is that people are asking me to do.
We got
Now this
mac-
is
mac and cheese.
mac and cheese.
Okay.
So this is not your mama's mac and cheese. This is mine,
Okay.
and it is really serious.
What's your secret?
So my secret is don't do too much to it. Yeah.
And then finally-
It doesn't have any egg because, you know,
egg.
during the time that I was doing production catering, egg was something that people had allergies. You know,
I hear the stampede from upstairs
Everybody
coming down to steal this food right now.
Go away. And now eggs are just so darn expensive.
Right. So it's like,
What do
keep
we
the
have?
egg out. So now what I'm also doing is putting rice and gravy. Very simple. So this gravy is my grandmother's recipe.
Oh, nice.
This is the one thing that I felt I needed to take from her because she taught it to me in 10 minutes over the phone.
Oh, wow.
She didn't ever speak to anybody more than 10 minutes.
I'm going to grab one from here.
Yes, go ahead.
What's in that? Because we're almost out of time. I want to get to what's in that.
What's this?
In that casserole.
So this is more mac and cheese because I
gotcha,
can't
okay.
leave your people out that are here. So I have to
Lord.
make sure that
They're
they
all
get fed
salivating.
too.
This is
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah. So the rice and gravy is a thing, and then we are very well known.
Okay, grandma's recipe here.
Yes, for our collard greens.
Okay.
So collard
won't
greens.
say no to that.
Yes, collard greens are serious. This is
love
the
them.
roughage that helps push it all out. Right.
I love it, Shaun-Nae. Shaun-Nae, remind the folks where they can find you, please.
You can find me at Shaw-Nae's house on Instagram. You can find me at Shaw-Nae's house at 381 Van Duzer Street
What do you
on
got in that
Staten
collard green?
Island.
What do you got in that collard green? What's the meat?
Smoked turkey.
Okay.
Come on now, I know what I'm doing.
I am bowing down to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Reservations
that
a must?
is
Reservations are
delicious.
definitely a must. I'm a 6-table, 20-seat exclusive soul food boutique.
I love you.
And you have to get it on Resi, and I am booked into June.
June!
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. We
I'm
love
gonna
you.
put you on VIP though.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
see,
you
I
for
love
coming in. That is some darn good food.
This is ridiculous. So, I'm serious. Make your reservations
cross my
now
legs.
because
Right.
this is the place to be. It is absolutely delicious.
We
Shaun-Nae,
have
thank
good
you so much
food,
for
and that
coming
is
in.
this
We
is good
love
food.
you.
Thank you. I love you.
This is good food. I mean, oh my
my
gosh.
goodness.
Thank you.
All praise, Queen Shaun-Nae.
This is
Sincerely.
complimentary.
Yes.
That's nuts. I would be going in there taking off with the whole
my
tray.
God.
Okay, but
Woo!
real though now.